Hello, everybody, and welcome to a review of AEW, All Elite Wrestling's Fight for the Fallen. I am Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is Mikey Man Freddy.
What up?
Nice. Well, so cash, so cool.
I had a big yawn. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're good. In editing can just cut it right out.
You're right.
So how you doing, Mikey? What were your thoughts on AEW Fight for the Fallen overall?
Overall, it was fine.
Okay, yeah.
It was a good show. There was a lot of good wrestling, but there was a lot of production issues that kind of hindered the show a little bit. But that's expected, considering this is their third live show ever. You know? So I'm giving them like a little bit of leeway there because they're getting used to this still. So they have time to recover.
Yeah. I feel like I'm giving them also leeway in that regard when it comes to production. But the leeway is getting smaller and smaller, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, with every show, if things don't start getting better, it's gonna. But like their third live show, they're still like kind of getting on the ball here. They're still trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because presumably all they have left is All Out, and then TV starts, unless they want to do another show.
Yeah, I think All Out is going to be much better production wise because it's not free. So I think they'll try to put a lot more effort. Not that they should put less effort into something that's free, but
yeah,
I think because it's paid, it'll give them more of a incentive to do a better show.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it'll be a better quality because Double or Nothing wasn't bad at all. Well, there was like small issues, but nothing like major.
The buy-in was sloppy.
The buy-in, I mean, yeah, but that was like the first ever AEW live thing, literally ever. So I think that gets a little bit of a pass. But overall, Double or Nothing was a good show. Fyter Fest was solid production-wise.
Yeah, I think there was like some things in buy-in that I vaguely remember. There were like some like the missed camera shots and stuff.
Yeah, there were a few things.
There was also some in like the tag matches. They missed some spots, but it was Lucha Bros, Young Bucks. So what's going to happen?
It's going to be hard to get every spot. They're going like this, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this one was a little bit of a shit show in terms of production.
I feel like that's semi a hot take there.
There was a lot that I took issue with.
So I'm trying to remember what exactly. I know we're talking about like production issues right off the bat, but it's something. I mean, both you and I, Mikey, have worked in production.
Yeah.
So it's something that I feel like, not to say it annoys us more, but when we see something that's bad, it stands out. Glaringly stands out.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we definitely notice stuff that maybe some average viewers who haven't like studied this for 4 years like we have would really like see or notice.
Yeah, but we're better than normies, is what you're saying.
No. I'm just saying we have more of an eye for it because we have been behind the scenes before, so we know what we're looking out for.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to remember, what were the production issues regarding Fight for the Fallen? Of course, there was the infamous delayed and apparent subtitles in the buy-in.
There was those in the buy-in. There was the ending where the Young Bucks are trying to cut a promo.
I don't know what was happening there. I was like, fucking.
Then they just started doing the check presentation. JR was the "Are we clear?"
Yeah, there was some.
Also, holy crap! I hope their healthcare plan is good because I really bet Excalibur's back hurts from carrying that show.
I'll be honest. I think the three of them are getting better since Double or Nothing. I think they've gotten better. There was a little bit more. It was a little bit warmer than last time. I still think JR needs to. JR
needs to get excited about the rest of the roster. I feel like he only cares
Excalibur
about...
and Golden Boy were still the best.
Yeah. I feel like JR cares about like a handful of the roster, and it's like Jericho, Omega, the Bucks, and that's what he's most excited. But the rest of the roster, it all sounds very dull.
Which is what Excalibur's for almost.
Yeah, I've been noticing in a lot of AEW stuff is that when big spots happen or big moments, they don't really like get into it like I expect them to. Like Excalibur does like here and there, but sometimes I'm like, wow, that was crazy. Why didn't anybody say anything, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think JR is getting there. He's warming up to the other commentary guys, which is like, for him, I feel like it's going to take a while. Alex Marvez, to me, actually did better than he did at Double or Nothing.
I mean, I still kind of would just rather him.
Yeah, I would rather have him gone. I would rather have Alex Marvez doing, Alex Marvez hosting
doing backstage interviews or something.
No, I would like Alex Marvez to do during the buy-in a sort of like stats preview show for the rest of the main card.
He for sure is knowledgeable.
Yes, he's knowledgeable and he knows a lot of things, and obviously they're using him to like plug stuff, which is fine because he's better at plugging things than Excalibur is. Excalibur every once in a while looks very awkward when he's talking, especially when the camera's on him. But Alex Marvez, I would love if he just like they just like separated him. If it was like Excalibur and Golden Boy during the buy-in, and they're the main guys, then JR comes in. But then Alex Marvez during the buy-in is basically like a stats preview show for the rest of the card to get you excited sports-wise for the rest of the main card. Then he can just do some backstage commentary stuff. Not backstage commentary, but
he's like the tail of the tape guy in the beginning.
Yes, I want him to be the tail of the tape guy.
And then I think during the show he'd be a good like post-match interview kind of guy also. But commentary, he just doesn't have the timing or the
He's missing
for
something. He's missing something.
I think it's there's no. It doesn't sound like he has any passion for it. You know, like he's not like he's very knowledgeable, but you don't hear that. There's no excitement in him. I feel like.
Yeah, he'll come in with like crazy numbers and stats, like what time the local library opens and closes.
Yeah, right. He's like, yeah, it opens at 10 a.m. I hear they were there all day. It's like, wow, thank you for that. Because that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, but it's just like he needs to. That's what I want him to transition into, is to doing a preview show. And granted, as I know doing System Check, that doing a stats preview show is sort of difficult when the stats are just from now 3 shows.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of stats. There are some stats to look at, which I find very interesting, but you still got to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know that the weakest finisher in this entire roster is Shima's Meteora, which just got weakened significantly last night?
Because he hit like 90 of them and Kenny Omega kicked out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is 33% on hitting the Meteora successfully and pinning his opponent.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then after that is Cody's Crossroads, which is 1 and 2.
Did you count when the Bucks did it to Cody?
Oh, the Stereo Crossroads?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, did they do the Stereo Crossroads? No, it was Nick Jackson.
The Stereo uppercut.
It was Nick Jackson Nick Jackson did a Crossroads to Cody, which Matt pinned him for. But yeah, so before we get ahead of ourselves, production wise, I think it's getting. I don't even know if it's getting there though. Like there is still of a leeway, but is it improving?
I feel like it's just. I feel like since Double or Nothing, it's kind of went down rather than up.
Correct. I think Double or Nothing had the magic. Fyter Fest.
I think it did. I thought it was still there. I think that wasn't because of the production though. I think Fyter Fest might have felt like because of some of the matches.
Fair. But on a production standpoint, personally, I was like, And well, I know in the elite match, they missed some camera spots, which is, that stuff happens. But Fight for the Fallen. Okay, can I talk about one huge production issue I had a huge issue with?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously they sort of changed up the hard camera ring positioning, and a lot of the talent who is still adjusting, a lot of these talent have not been on TV before. They're still adjusting to the fact that like the crowd was to camera left, but not all. They would always like go to the crowd, or they would go face the camera, or whatever. But the problem is like they're not on hard cam. If they just did on our bottom left corner of the ring, then it would have been perfect, right? Because we would have been in the crowd and been in hard cam.
Yeah.
So like that sort of thing is like a lot of this talent's still learning hard cam. But besides, so that's a trickle of a thing I'm annoyed about. But they're still learning. The thing I'm really annoyed about is you got the hard camera side, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they would for like close-ups, they would cut to a camera in the crowd, like to where hard cam's left, into the crowd and cut into the ring to get some close-ups, which worked occasionally. For Sean Spears, worked perfectly.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of times like during matches that were like, it wasn't like a moment like the Sean Spears thing where he was doing something dramatic. It was like just like cutting as a different camera angle. That shit annoyed me because the verisimilitude, all that stuff broken for me. Because my brain started to get more confused because like, wait, where are we now? Like that camera angle did not make any sense with how it should be structured.
To be fair, that was this arena was kind of unique in like seating wise. So I could see them having issues with the cameras on where to put them because it was kind of a new sort of like it was the amphitheater, which was an interesting way to do a wrestling show. So I could kind of understand problems on like where the hell do we put these cameras,
Yeah. But yeah, that was just a big thing for me. It was like if they did it, I think if they did it more sparingly, it would have hit harder and hit better.
Fair.
If just for like that Sean Spears where he's like staring at, I think it was Darby, that just that extreme close up on Sean Spears' face, perfect. If it's like a tag match and I'm looking at Cody Rhodes for some reason,
just keep it on hard cam.
Yeah, keep it on hard cam or cut in for your handheld cameras. Don't go to that camera because that camera broke the verisimilitude for me, which is a theater film term. So look it up, kids. Let's talk about the matches, Mikey.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So AEW's Fight for the Fallen, of course, started off with their buy-in, their pre-show. And
can we just skip this because...
no, we cannot, Mikey, because we're getting Librarians all damn time.
Okay. To be fair, I think they're finding the balance with the Librarians. I think they overdid it at Fyter Fest. It was a little much. However, I think this show, it was much better and much more palatable because they did it more sparingly and they weren't super annoying about it.
They didn't have like a huge promo at the top.
Exactly. There was no like huge promo where they were just going shh every 4 seconds. It was just they came out, they did a little bit of the Librarian thing, and then Leva Bates did the distraction and tried to help him win, and it was just some heel stuff here and there, and it was good. It was a good wrestling match. It was fine. And I think it was very much more palatable.
Yeah, one of my hot takes of the day is I'm 180 on the Librarian gimmick. I hated it at Fyter Fest, and now I love it.
And now, yeah, right. That's what I think. I think I was like at Fyter Fest. I thought it was a lot, like it was way too much, and it was getting kind of overbearing. But it was like you. I had a complete 180 because they toned it down a lot and made it much more palatable for everybody.
In a weird way. Like, I mean, we don't know how like the business works entirely, and we can always guess. But like in a weird way, it's almost as if like if you're it's like they could have easily, by doing that, they just like, whether on purpose or accident, they created go away heat, booze for the Librarians by doing it one time at Fyter Fest where it lasted too long and everyone hated them. And then here they came out to a chorus of booze and then did a little thing. And then Sonny Kiss came out and interrupted Peter Avalon right before he started talking. Sonny Kiss gets a huge pop.
Yeah.
Like I talked to this in the system check. I'm pretty sure the Librarian gimmick is just a way to boost up fresh faces like Sonny Kiss or Allie and give them wins. That's all the Librarian gimmick is right now. It's just like have them get booed because the Librarians don't need a win, right?
No, they're just the heels.
They're just founders.
They're the comedy heels.
Yes, so we'll talk about this match. Sonny Kiss defeating Peter Avalon, the Librarian Peter Avalon, with the Librarian Leva Bates in 5 minutes and 10 seconds with the split leg drop off the top rope.
Yes. Also, Sonny Kiss is good.
Sonny Kiss is great. I'm a huge fan of Sonny Kiss.
Me too.
I can't wait to see more of Sonny Kiss.
I'm glad I got to see them in singles action.
Yes, agreed. I'm excited to see more of them to come and see what they do, who they feud with. Thoughts on this match? I thought it was fine. I thought it was kind of good. Peter Avalon as a Librarian should not have come out in a robe. I know that was like that
was some weird Bobby Roode stuff,
like Flair robe-esque stuff. I know it's like his gimmick before the Librarian was like, it was a character that wore robes and stuff like that. And
but however, he is the Librarian now.
Yes,
so,
it was weird.
Yeah, it didn't really fit anymore.
Yes, I think you're right in saying that. Like, it was sort of overdone at Fyter Fest, but conspiracy theory wise,
maybe that was on purpose.
Yeah, it was on purpose. It got them boos immediately. I mean, we'll talk about this throughout the show, or at least I'm going to talk about this throughout the show, is that, like, Mikey, this is the third show of the promotion. And there are already a lot of characters that I care about.
Yeah, same here.
Like, I started watching MLW, Major League Wrestling, on YouTube, and I'm a couple episodes in, and I don't care about some wrestlers or characters at all yet. Lucha Underground, when I watched that, it kind of took me a little bit to start caring about more wrestlers. I just cared about maybe like a handful. But here in AEW, everyone has strong characters. Everyone has stuff that I care about. Everyone has good things and bad things. There aren't heels or baby faces in the show unless there's like really, really obvious dastardly heels. Yeah. But even then, they have like charming, good ass qualities to them, like MJF, who cares about his friend Cody Rhodes. And he's an asshole, but he's an asshole that cares about his buddy Cody Rhodes. So like, there's no baby faces or heels, but they have enough character points that make me care about these people. And only 3 shows in. Yeah. What was your meatball ranking?
Meatball rating for Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon was like a 3.5, just decent match all around.
I gave it a solid 3 meatballs. I thought it was a solid match. I think 5. It was a 5-minute match. So what are you gonna get? Yeah. Peter Avalon looked good. Sonny Kiss looked great. Excited to see more. I'm excited to see more, and I'm interested to see All Out what the Librarians do. I would love. To me, it almost feels like, okay, we had the women's match, we had the men's match. Now let's do maybe like a mixed tag of the Librarians.
That could be fun.
I don't know who that would be against. Maybe Sonny Kiss and Allie, but Allie's going her own direction right now. Yeah. But I don't know who that could be against, but there's always that possibility with the Librarians. So I'm excited to see what happens with them. Moving on to our next match, we got the women's tag of Bea Priestley and Shoko Nakajima defeating Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Riho in 15 minutes and 40 seconds with Shoko's, what was it? It was a spring... I need to get like this prepped right to go. It was a step-up Hurricane Rana. Yeah. 3-2-1, Shoko wins.
Yeah, this match was kind of a mess.
Yeah, sadly it was.
It was really hard to follow, and it felt like it should. It felt like it didn't feel like a tag match. It felt like two singles matches happening at the same time.
Which they said on commentary was that like this is like it's just two singles matches happening at the same time. They even said that on commentary, and that was around the same time where Britt messed up her hot tag, wanted to go to Shoko, who was not her partner, instead had to go to the other side of the ring.
Well, to be fair, there is heavy evidence that she may have been concussed.
Yes, I heard. I saw on Twitter that she might have been concussed, which is not good. Which is really not good.
And a lot of people are saying it was.
But wait, did she get? I don't know when she would have gotten concussed, but does that mean that would have happened really early in the match?
A lot of people were saying it was when Bia went to go stomp on her, like she went to go like stomp on her, and she just straight up stomped her head.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I think there was like a GIF of it on Reddit earlier where someone was like, "I think this is where it might have happened."
Mm-hmm.
Someone posted like a link to like a Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta go search for that.
Yeah, and people are like thinking that's where it might have. It was like before the tag spot too, where she hot tagged the wrong person.
Okay.
So a lot of people are thinking that might have been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a sloppy match, but if one of the competitors have a concussion, that sort of explains the sloppiness. But yeah, I mean, there was also some production sloppiness. This was during this match was when
the weird
subtitles popped up.
Closed captions popped up, yeah.
Which just did not help in any capacity.
No.
But thoughts in this match. Obviously, we have the debuts of Bea Priestley and Shoko Nakajima, both two champions, both out of Stardom, of Bea Priestley in Stardom and Shoko Nakajima in Tokyo Girls. I gotta look that up. I believe it was. I believe if I'm remembering my Joshi wrestling, I want to say it is Tokyo Girls. I'll look this up. But what did you thought of this match? What do you think of those two wrestlers and their debuts?
So I thought the match, like I said, I thought the match was sloppy. I think I'm going to give the match like 2 meatballs as a whole because it was really rough to watch. However, I am excited for Bea Priestley Britt Baker feud. It looks like they were building up to that toward the end.
Yes, I agree. I am in huge excitement for Tokyo Joshi Pro. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Tokyo Joshi Pro. It looks like they were setting up for Bea Priestley versus Britt Baker, assuming once Britt gets her concussion situation figured out. That could easily happen at All Out. That could also easily happen at a London pay-per-view. Also give Jimmy Havoc a win. But that's setting up for something. And if you're looking at... So following this show, obviously, if you listen to our spin-off show System Check, I have my own version of a Mara system. So if you're looking at like records and leaderboards, Riho is currently the number 1 woman in the roster at 2-1 of her record. Mm-hmm. Granted, she did lose, but she's still beating everyone else. And then following up, tied in second, we have Hikaru Shida, Ryu Mizunami, Shoko Nakajima, Bea Priestley, and Brandy Rhodes. Mm-hmm. This loss dropped Britt Baker pretty much out of title contention for a little bit. She's now She's now behind 5 people because of this loss.
Big yikes. Also, quick note that has nothing to do with the show. That Stardom belt looks terrible. Anyway.
Ooh, that's a hot take for a man who doesn't watch Joshi wrestling, which is fair. I mean, I don't watch Joshi wrestling wholly entirely. I catch it every once in a while, but are you talking about the Star one or the Tokyo Joshi one?
The Star one.
Star one? I don't know. I'm favorable to the big old red strap.
It's not the red strap I don't like. It's the little star plate I hate.
It's for Stardom, dude. What else are they going to do? A dome?
At least make it bigger so it looks more. It's just like such a. The thing is, it's not the shape. It's the proportions are weird. It's like the strap is big, but the plate is tiny.
I see what you're saying.
And it's like the proportions are a little off to me, so it just looks awkward.
I see what you're saying. Yes. So if you want to get back to B. Priestley, Britt Baker eventual feud, that could have a match. That could be at All Out or a London show or whatever they want to do, which I think would be great at a London show. And then that's easily if Britt wins, then she will jump immediately, assuming Riho doesn't have a match. If Britt wins, Britt jumps straight back into title contention. That's all you have to do to fix that.
For sure.
I mean, granted, Riho did get the pinfall in that tag match, but Britt also eats a loss. But yeah, it's all interesting. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Again, I agree with you. I'm giving this match a 2 out of 5 meatballs. Sloppy, some production stuff, which was big issues. Britt Baker possibly getting concussion, which doesn't help. The big thing I loved out of this, I thought B. Priestley looked great.
Yeah.
Shoko Nakajima, I was fine with. I didn't fall in love with her.
I think B. Priestley and Riho really shined.
Yes. I think Riho's looking good. B. Priestley looked great. I would like to see I know they're pushing Riho right now, but I can't wait till they start getting some more, because I was a huge fan of Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing. And of course we have a huge women's match seemingly coming up at All Out eventually. But there's some other women that I'm excited to see, and I hope that they come back, like Hikaru Shida. So hopefully that happens soon. But yes, fine, okay match. Could have been better. Maybe the concussion, lack thereof of concussion, could have made this match a whole lot better. Then let's move on to the main card, Mikey. The main card starting off with a 6-man tag team match of MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears defeating the likes of Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela. Mikey, I just want to say first off that I liked how they handled the we are not on the same page tag team angle.
Yeah, I agree.
It wasn't the entire match. It did not take over the entire match. And, MJF and Shawn Spears a lot of times are just making fun of each other for the live crowd.
I like how they never tagged each other either.
Yes, they did not. They only tagged in Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they did tag in each other to an extent when it was like one of them tagging themselves in.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes. But I do want to say that
there was never a voluntary tag between Shawn Spears and MJF.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say that I do want to point out that there was it wasn't just MJF and Shawn Spears that were not getting along as a tag team. It was sort of Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joey Janela did not get along great as a tag team either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone noticed that, but there were moments when Joey wanted to tag in Darby, but Jimmy Havoc tagged himself in instead. Like, they weren't on the same page as the tag team, which I thought was a very nice, subtle touch.
Mm-hmm. These people aren't used to tagging together. That's why I would assume is the kayfabe reason.
Yes, which perfect. If they had the conscious decision to do that during the matches to make it be like, well, we don't know how to tag with each other, then perfect. You nailed it because it made it more realistic to me. Mm-hmm. So, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think it was good. I think everybody got their time in the spotlight. Everyone did a solid job, and the match was good. I like Dillinger. No, sorry.
How
Spears.
dare you?
My bad. I like Spears pinning Darby because Darby had the kayfabe rib injury.
Yeah, some people online were back and forth on Darby being the one that it was pinned to the match.
I mean, I get I think out of all the people, it made the most sense because he was already hurt, so there was an excuse behind it. Be like, oh yeah, he was already injured, so he just worked the injured part and pinned him because he was hurt.
Mm-hmm. I think
it was the right call.
If you're going to pin someone, Jimmy Havoc is already. If you're already decided we're going to lose this team, Jimmy Havoc can't be pinned because he's already becoming 0-2. If he's getting pinned, he's becoming a jobber.
Yeah.
Then you've got Joey Janela and Darby Allin. Now, both of them could sell injuries from the last show But Darby has the storyline angle of Shawn Spears pinning Darby Allin, someone that Cody Rhodes could not do.
Yeah.
So Darby Allin makes sense. I agree with you completely. Darby Allin makes a whole lot of sense as the person being pinned. It's not great, but if everyone remembers his Darby Allin's Evolve run, Darby Allin works way better at starting at the bottom of the card and working his way up. I mean, he got a draw and just destroyed himself at Fyter Fest. And here, he was arguably the hottest guy in this entire match.
For sure.
So he's fine. He could lose, and I'm sure he's going to get big pops when he shows up at All Out. So I think it doesn't hurt him. Makes sense storyline wise, and yeah, it makes sense. Shawn Spears gets the victory over Darby Allin.
Yeah, I like this. I just like this match as a whole.
Yeah, what'd you give it? I gave it a 3.75 meatballs.
Yeah, I give it a 4. I thought it was good.
I think it was solid. I'm excited to see. So what's the storylines coming out of here? We got Shawn Spears maybe versus Darby Allin.
We got Shawn Spears, Darby Allin. We got
could lead to something at All Out, if not Shawn Spears, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. We for sure got Joey Janela, Jim Cornette.
Great spot. What a great spot.
And I think we got Sammy Guevara versus the World.
Fair. We can easily do MJF versus Shawn Spears as a match, but they're both sort of playing heels kind of right now.
Yeah.
So, there is that aspect. Jimmy Havoc has nothing.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc is kind of he did fine. He did his Jimmy Havoc stuff.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Havoc sticks out way too much like a sore thumb in this promotion and does not belong in this promotion. I'll be honest.
It's not that I don't think it's that he doesn't belong. It's just I think he needs to adjust.
What do you mean by adjust?
I think he needs to adjust. I think I saw a good comment on Reddit where it's like his moveset doesn't fit his body type because his moves don't seem impactful because he's just a tall, skinny dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to start doing moves with more oomph on them to start making him seem like he's actually doing damage.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with Jimmy Havoc. It's that Jimmy Havoc is a great deathmatch sort of guy. I mean, so is Joey, so is Darby. But, like, Jimmy is obviously least charismatic next to Darby and Joey.
Yeah.
So this match sort of showed off the flaws in that sense. This match, Jimmy Havoc got a lot of match time in this match because they were trying to show him off a little bit. But you're right. His moveset does not the most impactful. He's not the most charismatic guy. What makes him interesting is that the stuff he does in death matches, but like when are we doing death matches in AEW?
I mean, that unsanctioned match was pretty close.
No, but we're talking death match in the sense of glass panes and light tubes. And
yeah.
Like that
like
crap.
CZW. Got
that
it.
crap. CZW. We're talking like when he was in like Progress, when he would just like come to the ring wearing all white and leave wearing all red.
Yeah.
So, but like that Jimmy Havoc is what got Jimmy Havoc over. Without doing that in AEW, to me personally, Jimmy Havoc does not belong in this promotion. Who is he going to have that match against? Joey Janela, John Moxley? I don't like. It's going to be PG down to an extent. PG TV 14 down from like R. I don't know. Until something needs to give, something needs to happen with Jimmy Havoc, because right now it's just like he's a floater. I don't think they know what to do with him. Creative's got nothing for him. I think he has the potential to be good. He has the potential to be good, and he can be good. It's just currently there's nothing happening with him, and there's nothing he's doing holding in the ring that's really winning me over, especially with the likes of him being compared to Darby, Joey, Sammy, Shawn, and Maxwell.
That's another thing, though, is that if we're just looking at AEW, it's sure they got you. It's going to be hard to get you caring about literally everyone on the roster after 3 shows.
Well, but that is true. But they are doing an amazing job of making me care about every single one of these people. You know, everyone's got something. The problem is that Jimmy has nothing.
I would like to see him shine.
Yes, me too. I'm not saying he shouldn't shine. I'm saying just gotta give him something. Gotta give him something, because right now he doesn't have anything. He's just sort of there. He's just sort of like a goth dad. You know, he's just sort of, he needs to be doing something, and right now he's doing nothing. What were your thoughts? So you talked about before we started recording this, Mikey, about how you're very much more interested in AEW's mid card than you are their world title picture. What do you mean by that?
I'm just way more into the people who they have on the, like, I'm like, give me more Darby Allin, give me more Joey Janela, give me more Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, give me more of those people. Those people are the ones that are really hooked. Like, those are the matches I felt like I was most hooked on, because I was so invested in, like, I'm just, I don't know, just the way they hooked me in with these characters and how they wrestle and just everything about them just makes me want more of them.
Yeah. Their mid card scene is just making me care about every single of these characters. The world title, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you 100%. I think on this, I think you have got the correct take here, Mikey, because you know the 3-way tag, the 6-man tag, the Librarian, Sunny Kiss, all those people are great. The rest, the first half of this card was pretty great, good to great, in my opinion. Latter half of this card, I kind of got bored.
Yeah,
which is, I guess, a hot take, but I kind of got bored with it. And you're right.
I think it had the issue of the wrestling marathon.
Oh,
This was like from pre-show to finish. This was what, like a 5-hour show.
What? No way. Was it
4 hours maybe?
Maybe I was going to say 3. I mean the
pre-show started at
7:30.
7:30, and it went to midnight.
It did go to midnight? I have no idea what time it went to. I didn't even look at the clock when it ended.
It ended at like 11:50.
Well, hot damn.
So it was like 4.5 hours from pre-show to finish.
Jesus, that's long. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that I think that's their longest show. But yeah, I mean, and there's some matches that could have easily cut down. I mean, we'll get to some other matches later, but so they could have easily cut down some time on some matches.
Yeah.
But yes, the 6-man tag, great. Let's move on to the next match, which is a singles women's match between Brandy Rhodes defeating Allie. Of course, Brandy Rhodes at the start of the match bringing out Awesome Kong, which made Allie obviously upset. This match lasting 11 minutes. With Brandy Rhodes picking up the win with that bionic spear. Mikey, you have a thought?
I have two immediate thoughts.
Okay.
First one, this match was rough. Second one, I got worked so fucking hard.
What do you mean? You got worked by what? The Brandy Rhodes stuff?
That opening promo package with Brandy before the match made me, it was like, oh my god, she's gonna be like Omega face, like the babiest of faces.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was shaking Allie's hand, and I heard Awesome Kong's music, and I just saw that evil grin on her face. I was like, oh, all right, you got me.
You worked me, brother.
You sent out the thing and you reeled me in.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I you love a good working. You love a good working, folks.
She went from I went from being like, oh my god, she's gonna be like the ultimate babyface, to oh my god, she is the heel. What I liked about it is that, you know, I was under the impression that like Brandy Rhodes wasn't going to compete in this match, and instead Awesome Kong was going to replace her, and that you could have maybe done the thing of like Brandy been like, I'm too scared, here's Awesome Kong, you know, or just like, you know, straight up, I never was going to wrestle, here's Awesome Kong. I'm glad Brandy still wrestled though, and just had Awesome Kong. I'm glad Awesome Kong was just in the corner as a surprise.
What were your thoughts on the results in this match? To go to your first point, Mikey. I agree with you. This match was sloppy. Brandy is, you know, she doesn't have a lot of years wrestling. Allie is a fair wrestler. I'm not like huge on Allie, but she's a fair wrestler.
I don't think she could. I think the thing with Allie is that she's a good wrestler, but I don't think she's at the point where she could carry someone who's not as experienced like Brandy is.
That's a great point.
So when you put them together, it was kind of a little bit of a mess because I think it was hard for Allie to kind of like get Brandy through all of this,
100% agree. I gave this match a 1.5 out of 5 meatballs.
Yeah, that sounds right. It just, the pacing felt weird. A lot of Brandy's moves felt slow. A lot of the timing was off.
Yeah, it looked like Brandy was getting a little winded.
That spear at the end was bad. It looked more like a pounce.
Yeah. It wasn't a great match. Was it a great match for Brandy's career? Like one of her better matches in her career? I don't know. She
was it good for character work? Definitely.
Yeah, Brandy's a great character. Brandy could be a great manager. And if they eventually do a women's tag team division, like Tony Khan has stated that they will, then Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong might be a great tag team. Mm-hmm. But until
Brandy can just
then,
kind of hide behind Awesome Kong and be heelish and whatnot.
But then also, I thought about it as like Awesome Kong. She's a legend. She's older, but also she's sort of a bigger lady, so her knees and backs are a little stressed. Plus, she's got a huge TV career. While Brandy is green. Brandy is still green and still working out. If they can do a tag team together, then I think they could hide each other's flaws and sort of injuries to an extent. Yeah. Which could work very well as a tag team. The problem is that like we don't have a tag team, and just now is like Brandy's an amazing manager. Awesome Kong is a great wrestler, but right now we're working still.
I was very into Awesome Kong, just laughing maniacally at whatever Allie was getting hurt.
Awesome Kong is a great character.
Just her, just being like, just that Allie just getting destroyed was so funny. And they also teased the Kong versus Kong match.
I was just about to talk about that. Thoughts on that? Awesome Kong versus Aja Kong, looking like setting up for All Out. Thoughts on that Goliath of a match?
I am willing to bet you at least $15 right now.
Whoa, okay.
That the ring is going to break.
Does AEW do the ring break gimmick at All Out?
Either the ring is going to break or it's not going to break, and then they're going to be like, it's not like those weak-ass rings at WWE or some shit. They're going to like call it out.
That's a great point. Are we fortified this ring?
Yeah. They're like, we knew this match was coming, so we fortified the ring.
Because we're not going to break our ring.
Just to make sure it doesn't break.
Because this match isn't going to be a main event.
No, probably not.
So once it's broken, you got to fix it. Huh. Are they going to do something like that? I mean,
there's going to be a big spot where something breaks, for sure.
Or go through the ring. Are they going to do a gimmick where like they like actively show them fortifying the ring for some stupid reason?
It's going to be like pre-show. It's going to be like some guys running out and just putting like steel beams underneath the ring.
Yeah. Some stupid, silly stuff. God, do I take that bet? $15?
I mean, probably, because I don't think they'll actually do it, but I think it'd be funny if they did.
I think they would do it. So I'll take that bet. I'll take the bet that I think they will do it.
15. Okay, so you're gonna bet.
Let's make it 5. I'll say 5.
5. Okay, $5.
I'm not made of money over here.
So you're betting $5 that they will.
I'm even betting $5 that they're going to do some sort of thing, whether it be a call out to WWE or ring breakage. They're going to do some sort of thing like that.
Okay, I'm in.
And you're saying they won't.
I mean, I said it as a joke because I don't think they will, because like you said, it won't be a main event, so they are gonna have to put it back together if they do that. Mm-hmm. Sure, I'll take it.
And of course, the bet becomes nothing if it's not one-on-one Aja versus Awesome at All Out.
Oh yeah. 100%.
That goes without saying.
If it's like a tag team match, then bet's off you.
Yeah, that's out the window. Bet out the window. Copy that. Bet taken.
If it's like Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong versus Ali and Aja Kong, then it's like whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But perfect. Bet taken. Bet approved. Let's move on to the next matchup. Arguably one of the best matches, in my opinion, on the entire show. The three-way tag team match where the winner will advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first-round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament. I feel like in commentary they kept saying... What a crazy step. I feel like in commentary they kept saying that the winner here is going to earn a bye, whereas the stipulation's really an opportunity at a bye. So that opportunity of a first-round bye looks like it's going to be the Best Friends versus the winner of this match, which was the Dark Order, who defeated Angelico and Jack Evans, and a boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who seem to have added Marco Stunt to their team, maybe.
Which
Who knows?
was interesting.
Don't exactly know why Marco Stunt was here, per se. But yes, thoughts on this match, Mikey? This match lasted, 15 minutes and 15 seconds with the Dark Order using their fatality for the victory.
Luchasaurus is so over.
Oh, yeah. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are incredibly over.
So over. It's ridiculous. I think hands down loudest pop of the night.
I would agree with you. I think I would agree with you. I think I would totally agree with you. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy ended up that move. I don't know what it's called or anything, but that move where like Luchasaurus backflipped Jack Evans, and who then did like a 360 in the air, and then Jungle Boy threw him down with a power bomb, was insane to me.
Yeah,
their double team moves were insane to me. I mean, I was hearing things about how like Dark Order has amazing double team moves, but like they had some cool stuff that's Swanton Bomb, running senton, cannonball into the corner looked great.
One of my personal favorite spots is when Luchasaurus chokeslammed. I think it was name blank. The guys in neon
and Helico and Jack Evans.
Yeah. So he chokeslammed one of, I forgot who it was exactly, but it was one of those two out to the floor with the other one, and then Jungle Boy came running on the apron, pushed off of Luchasaurus, and did like a moonsault toward them.
Yes,
or a shooting star press.
Yes, it was. They got moves for days. Boy and his dinosaur. Now, I think, should they have won this match, Mikey?
I don't know. I like making Dark Order a threat by them winning this match. Mm-hmm. I think that they're all like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are already over. And it was just an opportunity to buy, so it didn't like knock them out of the competition. I think Dark Order winning was correct because it was their first legitimate match, and them winning made them look like a real threat to the tag team division, instead of just like some people who came up and attacked from behind and then.
But the weird problem in that, Mikey, is that like, yes, you're right in saying that like the Dark Order gets the win and they look more verified as like contenders, especially they're going to this feud with this match at All Out against the Best Friends. That's what the feud's been happening. So it makes sense, but like they weren't the most impressive team in this match, which they needed to be.
Yeah, I think hands down the most impressive team was Jungle Boy. Was a boy in his dinosaur man.
Yeah, the Dark Order needed to be the most impressive, and they weren't. They failed to be against Boy and his dinosaur, which is tough because Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are amazing. Yeah. Don't know why Marco Stunt was there, unless it's like a boy, a falcon, and his dinosaur, because I feel like Marco Stunt could just be like a bird.
A boy and his bird and his dinosaur.
Yeah. So I have no idea why Marco Stunt was there. There was no point in having him there, I'll say. But Boy and his dinosaur looked good. I think if I had to put, I think it's fair to say if there was a AEW World Tag Team Championship right now, or if I had to pick the winner of this tournament needs to be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Dark Order can win their match against Best Friends, and maybe they end up being the in the finals against Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Either way, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are the biggest, overest tag team, I'll say, in the entire tag team division. They're way bigger than, Lucha Bros, SCU, and the Young Bucks. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy are your tag team, and they are currently second to last in the leaderboard.
They were insane.
They are insane. Yeah, I thought they were great. I think I'm excited to see what happens. What was your meatball rating?
I gave this match a 4.5 meatball rating.
I gave this a solid 4 meatballs. Nice. Solid ass match. There were some things that kind of bored me, but other than that, solid ass match.
Yep.
Let's move on to the rest of the second half of the card, Mikey. And I'll be honest, this is when I started getting bored. Sadly. Adam Page ended up defeating Kip Sabian in 19 minutes and 5 seconds with his dead eye. This match, way too long. Way too long.
So, I agree with that. I'm also starting to get a little bit of a Roman Reigns vibe from Hangman Page.
Ooh, the Roman Reigns push.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. That is what is happening.
Yeah, they're really pushing him to the moon very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where it's like hard for me to get into a Hangman Page match. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna win.
Yep. Now they did a great job of setting up in this show the reasons for Kip Sabian to win.
Mm-hmm.
At which, of course, big reason number one being, if I beat Adam Page and he wins the title, I'm challenging him for that title.
I think that's, at this point, I don't think they're going to give it to Jericho. I really don't.
It is, it's a huge decision. You're going to be sort of a heel promotion or a babyface promotion here. What kind of promotion are you? And if you're making a huge decision on it being Jericho or Adam Page.
I think they're trying to be like, they're trying to bring Page in as the underdog in this match, and that he's going to win because of his knee.
And his now face.
And now his face also. I think that they're trying to bring that angle in, and Chris Jericho's like, oh, I'm going to be 100% for All Out. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the rock star. I'm way out of shape and need to be in shape for this match. I think Chris Jericho needs to take the Full Gear Challenge.
That might be fair, but he's got all those Omaha steaks. If you love steaks, and want to cook it on the grill and
he didn't
look
put
big.
Omaha steaks over in his open mic last night. That's bullshit.
Yeah, talking about this match, Kip Sabian did fine. Commentary, I hate it when sometimes when commentary is obviously correct, but they keep saying it, like how they kept saying Kip Sabian, he is not following up, he is not focusing, he's not going after Adam Page, he's not doing anything. Kip Sabian should have been doing knee bars and holds and all this stuff on Adam Page and working that knee over and over again, and Kip Sabian wasn't. And it was just like, oh great, Kip Sabian's not doing a great job here. He's making Kip look like an idiot.
Yeah, it just looked like Kip got destroyed.
Yes. This match should have... I would cut 5 minutes out of this match.
I agree. Because a lot of it was just Paige doing random shit to Kip.
And it was a lot of it just sort of standing around stuff. It was meant to feel bigger. Plus, Mikey, let's not forget, this match should not have happened at this point in the card.
No.
It followed the best match, arguably, in the entire show. Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think anyone thought that match was going to steal the show as much as it did, but holy crap, did it.
I mean, I guess so. They should have restructured or something, because it was just this is when it started getting boring, and it was because it was just in the wrong spot completely. It should not have been there. It should have been later. I've also heard some takes from the guys at Voices of Wrestling that it should have been Adam Page versus Shima. You know, despite Kenny Omega and Shima being the big historical match, Adam Page getting a win over Shima could have been a huge rub for Adam Page. Getting a win over Kip Sabian is like, okay.
All right.
But Shima would have been more impressive, I feel like.
Yeah. It kind of just... It was one of those... It felt... Not to insult AEW too much, but it felt very WWE. As to where I knew basically exactly what was going to happen before the match even started.
Correct. And if it was Shima, I think it would have been... People still would have thought maybe Adam Page, but you could have also been like, but it's Shima,
but there's a chance.
There's a huge-ass chance. It's Shima. You know, if it was anyone else, sadly, other than Kip Sabian, who the only win he has in the show so far is against Sammy Guevara on the buy-in of the first show.
Hey, Kip Sabian won the first AEW match.
He did, but it's on the buy-in. It's against Sammy Guevara. This is like, you need to be... Adam Page needs to be against someone that it's not obvious that he's going to win.
Yeah.
And that did not happen. So this match, to me, Mikey, it was fine. It was okay. I gave it 2.5 stars.
I'm in agreement there.
There was some good stuff in there. Adam Page needs to do a lot more flashier stuff, like more work rate flashier stuff. I mean, it's the problem where there's the singles AEW World Title storyline and all these situations they're doing with it is bad, in my opinion. And Adam Page has sadly not been able to do his stuff that gets him over, like his running moonsault off the side of the ring, edge of the ring, looks amazing. He does a lot of like flashy, cool ass moves. I don't even think he's done the buckshot lariat here yet at all in this show, in this promotion.
He has.
Has he? If he has, he's done it like once maybe, because I don't remember.
I've seen him do it. I think he did it at Double or Nothing. I think he did it.
Mm-hmm. He might have done it at Fyter Fest. I don't remember. Either way, he definitely did it at Double or Nothing. He might have done it at Fyter Fest. I don't remember. But,
so I think they're doing the thing where it's like he can't do that stuff because of his knee.
Which that's the problem, and that is the stuff I hate. And it's even worse, and even compounds it even worse when it's your first world title match. Is that like you're inhibiting the stuff that got Adam Page over by doing this angle with his knee? Mm-hmm. What is the AEW World Title match going to be? I mean, granted, it's on August 31st. We have, 4 weeks away or whatever.
But it's not like Chris Jericho is going to do anything flashy.
Chris Jericho isn't going to do anything flashy. His moveset has gotten a lot more grounded.
What's he going to do? Like, maybe a lion salt?
Yeah, I mean, he can do those stuff. He can do those things, I should say. But his moveset has gotten a lot more grounded. Whereas Adam Page, he's forced to be grounded. He can be healed by then, maybe, but like he is going to be allowed to look great. And if he has to now work a slower pace match and not be as good, and that match might go, 30 minutes, I am going to get extremely bored, and it's going to extremely dampen whoever wins. And I'm not going to be excited if Adam Page wins, and if Chris Jericho wins, whatever. Like I'm getting to a point now where because of this angle and all this stuff, I don't care about the world title match. I'll be honest. That's my hot take.
Yeah, that's fair.
A disappointing hot take. What was your meatball rating on this match?
I agree with you.
2.5s?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next match. Hopefully lighten the mood a little bit. Maybe lighten the mood a little bit, actually, because I got a lot of not bad hot takes, but correct hot takes moving forward. Lucha Bros defeated SoCal Uncensored in a tag team match that lasted 15 minutes and 10 seconds with their package pile driver foot stomp combination. Lucha Bros, following the match, of course, then grabbed a ladder and challenge the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out. Mikey, thoughts on this segment?
It was a fine match. It was a fine tag team match. I think Christopher Daniels had a hard time keeping up.
As the manager?
Oh, sorry. I get them. They look, to be fair, they look exactly the fucking same.
Frankie Kazarian is what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It wasn't enough Flash.
It's not that it wasn't Flash. I just think his style doesn't mesh well with the high-flying, fast-paced Lucha Bros style. I think Scorpio Sky was able to keep up very well. But Kazarian had issues doing so.
Mm-hmm. Can I give you my hot take that I teased you earlier?
Yeah.
Lucha Bros are overrated and a bad tag team.
Yikes.
That's my hot take. That's my hot take forever. I love the Lucha Bros. I love Rey Fenix. I love Pentagon. I love their run and Lucha Underground and Impact and all this stuff. But they are not a good tag team. And it annoys me. And I realized this when I did System Check and I was looking over the numbers, and why I predicted SoCal to win is because Lucha Bros at the time were 0-2. They rarely make tags to each other. In their first match, they made where was it? First match they made 7 tags. Second match, nothing. This match, 2 tags. That's right. They made 2 tags to each other this entire match. They do a lot of flashy, double team maneuvers, but how many pinfall attempts do they make? Barely any. They barely go for pinfall attempts. And that was the thing that was annoying me all match, is that like they would do a big flashy move, yet they wouldn't, and then they would go pander to the audience and they wouldn't pin their opponent. Go pin your opponent to defeat your opponent and win this goddamn match. Oh my god, it annoyed me to no end. It was just like, Lucha Bros, if you want to win, go make pinfall attempts. Stop showboating to the crowd and pin your opponent.
Go be a tag team and stop doing Zero Ferro all the time or whatever.
Yes, it's great and they have this stuff, but pin your goddamn opponent if you're expecting to win. They eked out a victory here, in my opinion, but they need to do better as a tag team. Either break up as a tag team, go single stars, which they easily can. I would love to see Rey Fenix mix it up with Sammy Guevara, mix it up with Darby. I would love to see Pentagon mix it up with Jimmy Havoc, Joey Janela, like Kenny Omega, all these guys. But as a tag team, they're not clicking. They're not great. They're overrated. They're all flash, no substance.
Yikes. All right. I could see that though.
Yeah, that was the thing that annoyed me literally the entire match, Mikey. I cannot go into more detail why. It's just the entire match. It's just be a tag team. They aren't a tag team. It doesn't feel like they're a tag team to me. And this match did not help because to me the latter half of the card was kind of boring. And kind of dragged on. Maybe you're right. I didn't realize how long the show was dragging on. But, they should have made this maybe like a 13, 12 minute match, cut out a couple minutes. Up the pace a little bit. Because I disagree with you in saying that Frankie couldn't necessarily keep up this match, but I think he can. I just think he failed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, because you watch them against Strong Hearts. You watch them at Fyter Fest against the likes of Private Party and Best Friends. They're able to keep up. Here, Frankie Kazarian didn't keep up as much, and I wasn't too excited about this match. I gave it a 3 out of 5 despite all of that. I still thought it was a good match. But, well, goddamn, the Lucha Bros annoy the hell out of me here.
That's fair. I think I'm going to agree with you on that 3. I thought it was a solid match. And it kept me entertained, like the flashiness got me. I'm one of those people who's like, ooh, shiny. Like, ooh, cool. Look at that spot. That's neat.
Yeah, I realized that like as I've gotten older, I've become less Flash, less high spot Jeff Hardy fan stuff, and more like Zack Sabre Jr. technical wrestling stuff. Mm-hmm. Even then, there's good technical wrestling and bad technical wrestling in the sense of like there's exciting and not exciting versions, which I'll get to. But yeah, but like when it comes to like tag team wrestling and they're like barely tagging in, they're sort of doing like very much AAA rules where there's like going into the ring, doing spots, then leaving. But it's like pin your opponent, please. Just pin your opponent. That's all I ask of you.
Yeah.
Are you excited for a ladder match against the Young Bucks? Which I'll let you answer before I go into another diatribe. Are you excited about the Young Bucks ladder match against the Lucha Bros?
So what I'm worried about, because like you said, Lucha Bros are a lot of Flash, and I think so are the Young Bucks. Adding ladders to this is going to make it even more that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they might go a little too far with how many spots there's going to be. But either way, I think I'm still excited for the match. I would like to see it.
I know what I just said, they're all Flash, no substance, but a ladder match is a lot of Flash. So yeah. I think it could be a great match with the Young Bucks because they are going to be very flashy, and the Lucha Bros, and I don't have to, as a fan, get annoyed by the fact that the Lucha Bros aren't pinning the Young Bucks or anything.
Because it's a ladder match.
Because it's a ladder match. All they have to do is climb the ladder, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is over the AAA World Titles.
Probably. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So all they have to do is just climb the ladder and get it. And in a match that's all Flash, it's a gimmick match. It's not going to count to the record books. Lucha Bros can get the victory. But yeah, I think honestly, I'm excited for that match because it's a gimmick, and Lucha Bros will probably serve better in something like that. Now, I will say the thing that annoyed me was the fact that Lucha Bros got their first win in AEW history, and the immediate thing they do is challenge the Young Bucks to a ladder match. And I was just like, well, how does that make sense? You get one win, and you're like, ladder match.
Well, to be fair, they have been feuding outside of AEW. And they have continued that over different promotions.
True.
So I can kind of see where it's coming from because they're just like, all right, you just want to get this over with. Young Bucks, you versus us, see who's the best. Ladder match, AAA tag team titles. Let's do it.
True. But if you weren't paying attention to AAA, it's just sort of like that's what it appears like. This is just like you win a match, ladder match. Let's do it. Like on commentary, they talked about it as like they lost both times to the Young Bucks, and then they get a win, and they feel confident. They got the streak going, and they want to challenge the Young Bucks in the ladder match. And it's like that doesn't make any sense. If I got like I don't know. Can't think of a good example. If I fail twice and then win once, I'm not going to go after the championship.
If I got my ass beat twice by the same dude,
and
then I fought a different, much smaller dude and won, I wouldn't go back to the bigger dude and be like, I'm ready.
And not just I'm ready. It's let's fight in a UFC ring.
Yeah.
It's like that's sort of like it does not make any sense.
Let's fight, but bring giant weapons into it this time.
Mm-hmm. Did you give your meatball rating?
I'm going to go ahead and give that match a 3.
Okay. Let's move on to the 8th match on this card, or I guess the 6th match if you're just looking at main card. The singles match between Kenny Omega and Shima. Kenny Omega ended up getting the one-wing angel on Shima in 22 minutes and 30 seconds. Mikey, thoughts on this match? I gave it a 3.5 meatballs.
I'm going to go with 4. I thought it was a very good match. I liked it a lot. It was a little spot heavy, and Shima did the knees a lot, and I got worried for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he's going to wake up tomorrow and not be able to walk very well.
No.
And Kenny Omega made a lot of the spots just look like death. and I am actually in love with the One-Winged Angel.
Yeah, the One-Winged Angel is a beautiful move. I think I got less of a ranking than you did, mainly because, like I said, I was getting a little bit bored of the show at this point. So I just, I guess that hurt me. I would have to watch it separately on its own later to get a better idea. But I thought this match was fine. I liked the knee working. Kenny Omega doesn't do a lot of working specific body parts. And I thought that was a good eye on Kenny Omega. As the historic dream match that this was, I thought it was good. I think, can you do a trilogy with this? Maybe not yet, because this was one of those matches that didn't have any story built up to it, The story here being that
it's the dream match.
It's sort of a historic dream match, but they didn't even talk about too much. Why? Because they sort of they were in Japan at the same time, but they never wrestled each other, and that was basically it. But they never talked about they need to talk. I felt like they need to talk more about why Shima is a historic. I mean, I'll throw it up to shout out to Mike Spears on the Everything Elite podcast, who really went into depth. Go check out that podcast too. I mean, don't check out other wrestling podcasts. Only listen to this one.
We're the only one.
Yes. But he really went into detail about Shima and Dragon Gate and his importance and why he's even associated with the Young Bucks and all this stuff. And then immediately added more historical context to this match. But commentary did not add a lot of that historical commentary. Probably because they didn't want to talk about Dragon Gate and all that stuff. But it was that sort of thing. But I thought Kenny Omega getting the win here makes sense. You don't want Kenny Omega to be a jobber and lose all of his matches in AEW, especially all of his singles matches, since they were highlighting single matches constantly in this match.
Oh yeah,
because that was the story, I guess. If Shima wins, Kenny Omega. If Shima wins, then
Kenny Omega is 0-2.
Yeah, then Kenny Omega is 0-2 in a singles match.
Yeah.
Which would have been bad because then we got. But this win makes sense. Kenny Omega getting the victory over Shima makes sense. You got Jon Moxley at All Out in August 31st, so you gotta lead to that. Whatever happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to our last match?
Yeah, let's do it.
That was the dream tag team match of the Young Bucks versus the Brotherhood. The Young Bucks ended up defeating the Brotherhood, Cody and Dustin Rhodes. 31-minute match and 25 seconds. A long-ass match. They ended up winning with the Meltzer driver. Mikey, thoughts on this matchup?
Way too long.
Yep. Way too long. Should have cut down 5 minutes. Maybe you could have had your promo at the end of the show.
Yeah. They tried to fit in a lot in that match. And the pacing was off, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Which is upsetting, especially since 3 out of 4 of these competitors are the executive vice presidents and should know how much time they have. You look at All In when the 6-man tag match of Young Bucks and Coda versus Rey Mysterio, Bandito, and last guy, can't remember, whoever it is, don't remember. But when they had to quickly run through that match because they were out of time, here they just didn't care apparently because they were already we're already over or whatever. This match should have been way shorter, way shorter. It was fine. The build didn't quite get me there excitement wise, and I was fine with it. I gave it 2.75 stars. And I want to talk about quickly about I talked about good technical and bad technical. And not to say that this match had bad technical qualities to it, but this match got hurt because of the Brotherhood's wrestling style. Right? Yeah. Going back to the SCU Lucha Bros match, the Young Bucks are flash. They are a lot of flash. They're adding more substance into the repertoire, but they are a lot of flash in the Young Bucks, which is why that ladder match would be great for them. Here, what the match was Cody and Dustin slowing down the Young Bucks and doing limb targeting. It's sort of like
it was Flash versus Substance.
It was sort of like the Adam Page match, right? Where the Young Bucks couldn't do their flashier moves because they were getting limbed targeted over and over again. So the match to me was like, what makes a Young Bucks match exciting to me is the flash, is that they can do a lot of that flash. You know, them against Lucha Bros is exciting. Them against Boy and His Dinosaur would be amazing. But like when you start slowing down the Young Bucks and doing technical stuff, I start getting a little bit bored because technical matches can be exciting, but if they are hurting, if they're hurting your opponent's stuff that gets them over, it gets boring to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What was your meatball rating here, Mikey?
I gave this match a 2.5. It was just fine.
Yeah. Young Bucks winning here makes sense. Obviously didn't get a promo here. I was suspecting that Dustin was going to retire following this match, and maybe that's what the promo could have been.
It sounded like the Young Bucks are going for a, hey, sure, it was in the spirit of competition, but we're still friends.
But I hate that. I get it. Do that on BT afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Do that later. Don't do it on the show. You're already over. You should know what time you're at. Like you all have been wrestling for years. Some of you, Dustin, have been wrestling for decades. You should know how much time you have left in the show, and how much you need to cut on the flash on in the moment. You should be experienced enough that like we need to cut this stuff. But yeah, other than that, fine show overall. Mikey, top down thoughts on the show after running all through. Thoughts on the whole show. Thoughts on Fight for the Fallen.
It was decent. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't anything mind-blowing, unless you count Luchasaurus, but otherwise, nothing really mind-blowing.
If you could put the 3 shows in order, Double or Nothing, Fight for the Fallen, and Fyter Fest, that's not in particular order, but if you can put those 3 shows in order of best to worst, in your opinion, what would that be?
I think it's just Double or Nothing, Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen.
Just straight up chronological.
I think so.
I
think it went from best to not. I think it went the quality went down. I think.
Mm-hmm. And it's not saying that this show is bad. This show was
no.
This show was like meh to good, where Fyter Fest was good and Double or Nothing was amazing.
Yeah.
Are we maybe coming off of the high that is AEW? Maybe.
I think the issue was that Double or Nothing set such a high bar.
True.
And we were like, wow, this is what it's going to be. This is going to be incredible if this is what every pay-per-view is going to be like, and then like the other two were like, eh.
Keep in mind, I'm sort of thinking this show is sort of like Road 2 shows, whereas we're like Double or Nothing and All Out are your big pay-per-views. Like, yeah. I'm sort of seeing these shows as like what the TVs are going to be like. So yeah, we're heading on over to All Out. Mikey, I guess the only matches we have announced so far, of course, Adam Page versus Chris Jericho for the title. Probably, I assume, Dark Order versus Best Friends. Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros in a ladder match. What else we got? Kenny Omega versus John Moxley. Maybe that's Awesome Kong fun. Versus Aja Kong. Those are the matches I'm pretty sure that we have set up or setting up in moments. Thoughts on All Out? Are you excited? Are you ready for it?
I am very excited still. I'm actually still in the camp of I'm excited for this title match.
Good. I'm glad you are, because I am fully out, and Young Bucks, wouldn't be back.
I'm still excited for this title match. I am under the suspicion that they're gonna Roman Reigns Hangman Page, but I am okay with that as long as they have good storylines for him going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because as fast as this push is, I do think, it makes sense to me because you only have so much time before TV starts. And I think once TV starts, you need that star power in somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to whether it was Hangman Page or the Buck, they were gonna have to push someone to the moon very quickly.
I'm interested to see what would have changed if the Pac match could have happened.
Me too.
And that alternate universe where the Pac match did happen at Double or Nothing, I am interested to see how this all would have played out.
Yeah.
But obviously that did not happen, and we are left with the storyline we're left with, which is fine. Maybe it could have been better with Pac, who knows? But until All Out, where can people find us, Mikey, for our normal shows?
You can find us for our normal shows anywhere you can find podcasts.
That's fair. What's our normal show called? It's called Hit the Books.
Hit the Books.
It is where we what do we do, Mikey? We are realistic fantasy booking.
We book an episode of SmackDown Live every single week because we think we can do it better than WWE, so we're putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, because everyone complains. Why not do it then? So we do it. Yeah. Mic drop, boy. You can follow us on Twitter at HitTheBooksPod, and you can see more about that show there and listen to wherever you get podcasts, like Mikey says. You can it's also on this YouTube channel, which is playing this episode, our pilot spinoff show of System Check, where I preview AEW's events. So when All Out happens August 31st, expect another System Check around that date, or before that date. So until next time, until I guess All Out or maybe SummerSlam or whatever the next pay-per-view we decide to review. Until then,
have a nice day.
Hold one. Arm drag.
Go, Talbot!